You've been asking for it, guys. This is the week on Building Evolved where we finally decorate, or begin to decorate, the inside of the mountain cabin, giving it an amazing loft that takes advantage of these crazy cool views. We got a great little spot for our Jerboa owl. We add in some skylights. And they are not just skylights, they open and close. What is going on, geeks? UniteTheClans here, back in your life with another episode of Ark Building Evolved. I'm sorry it's been so long. I got a good one for you today, and one that you guys have been asking for. This is the mountain cabin. We started it in episode 1, finished the construction in episode 3, and today in episode 7 we are going to do the interior. So before we dive into it, I always like to, I'm going to start showing this. These are our coordinates. We're here on the center. We're under the giant bridge that connects the redwoods to the old continent. And this is Ark Building Evolved. This is my creative building series. If you are coming from a building tutorial of mine, this series is a bit different. We take our time and we build big things. And I do it in creative. I spawn in everything I need, and together we build the best looking stuff we can. So today we are diving into this, the cabin. Take a look inside, and you can see it's pretty epic. All glass, and you still have an amazing view of these waterfalls. Now, I've been trying a little something different. Before we here, I'll actually grab my Pelagornis. Before we dive into decorating the inside of this place, let's take a look. Last episode we did the Ovis pasture, and we started off a sheep ranch. And the whole idea here was to have a megaloceros ranch, so I went a little nuts, spawning in some wild elk. And I wanted to see how it worked. I spawned them in here about an hour ago, and it honestly looks good. They seem like they're spread out pretty good. I was worried that they'd just walk off the edge. You see a few little clusters, and I went and added torches that lead us all the way down here to this magnificent elk barn. And it looks like there's a couple of cluster points. This is definitely one of them. They seem to be collecting down here. Now, I don't want to go ahead and scare them, because if I do, they are all going to go running off the edge of the cliff. We'll leave them as is, and we're going to head up here to the cabin. We only get a little bit of perfect lighting up here at the mountain cabin because of this enormous bridge that blocks our sunset light, but when the light hits us, damn is it perfect. So, let's head inside, guys, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. Whoa! Okay, bad landing. So come on in, guys. We have got to do something with this space. It's wide open, and I think, if anything, this is going to be the living area. I want to add a loft, and I think when it comes to adding the loft, it'll be time to take out this catwalk that we've put in up there. And we got to do something with the basement. So I've got somebody down here to help me with the construction. Old Randy. I added a Gigantopithecus. He is full of a lot of the basic stuff we want for building, generators, electrical stuff. But we'll get to that in the second half of the episode. We're going to start this off with this part, the big, beautiful, lit up part. So back here we've got our little construction board, and Mountain Cabin Part 3 is on there. Oh, I no longer have a paintbrush. That's all right. So at some point I'll knock that one off the list. And I think it's time to get started in here, guys. I have some rough ideas for designs. Give me a minute to gather up some materials, and we'll start playing around with stuff and see what we can come up with. So step 1 for me, guys, is figuring out how we're going to get up here. And I try and keep this series really vanilla, but to avoid having to take off roofs and do all kinds of crazy stuff in this episode, I think what we're going to do is take advantage of the Structures Plus mod. And so with that in mind, I had these Structures Plus stairs, but we also have the regular stairs, if we could make those work. And I think we're going to need to go up to about that level. So here, let's take a look. If I were to do this is probably the height where I'm going to want to have an upper loft. And this is what I'm thinking for bedrooms. For maybe one big bedroom, because it is just one man, one bearded man and his Jerboa who live out here. So I don't want to get too crazy. And that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking this is going to have to come out. And I don't want to block off much of the natural light. So I don't want to take these... Oh, there we go. So I don't want to take these... I don't want to take these all the way over to the walls on either side, because that glass is one of the big key features of this place, and I don't want to mess it up. Now, we could do one right here, if we can make that interesting, and I'm thinking we're going to want railings, stone railings. Now that that's connected, I could actually head over here if I wanted to and take out these bad boys. So this might be the technique that we're going to use and have this sort of hovering and floating in space here. Yeah, that could work. So let's go ahead, whoops, put this away. And I think maybe this could work. And if it does, we're going to want the stairs to come up right here. Okay, so let me try. We really only need the one staircase, don't we? And I don't want to block anything off. So let's try the stone staircase, the regular one. And we'll see if I can get it in a position that's going to work. Come on. God, stairs are so frustrating sometimes here. Like that. Oh, these are the S+ ones. That's okay. Let's try that. And I'll head upstairs and I'll see if I can get up there. I couldn't if we did it like this. Right, of course. So in this series, guys, compared to my building tutorials, we try and problem solve and we try and work things out and see if we can make something that's gonna work for us. I didn't mean to do that, did I? That's alright. Here, let's try the regular stairs then, and we'll see if I can get those to feel good. Because I do like the way these look compared to the S+ stairs, as fun as those are. Here, let's put the gun away. And so, yeah, things take a little slower. The episodes tend to be a little longer. And I was just looking back at which episodes have done the best. And it's actually the long ones that you guys seem to like the most. One thing that's been really consistent on this series is the support. The likes have been tremendous from episode 1 and the recent episodes, all over 100 likes. You guys kill it every dang time. So keep that up. That makes my day, and I think it's actually helping new people find this series. So one thing I should point out before we get too far into this, I've got a doppelganger, and the doppelganger has grown a beard. So this is the first version of myself on this world. One day I logged in and I had to create a new character, and I came back here and I had to take over the whole building with admin commands. And I haven't quite known what to do with this doppelganger version of UTC, so I've left him up here in the rafters. Maybe once we get a bedroom, we'll go tuck him in a bed or something like that. We'll put his body down here for now. Get dropped. Am I still carrying you? There we go. So I think, like I said, it's time to go ahead and take out this. This catwalk was designed to let us light the torches up there, but we've had new additions to Structures Plus, and that it means torches that you can change the color of. So these are a mix of blue, white, and sky, and it actually, I mean, the light still feels orange to me, but when you change it, it does seemingly change a little bit. But I'm okay with it. I don't want bright white blue light in this place. The first time we did it, we had... Oh, Lord. What have you done, UTC? I hit it. Look. Lord. Okay, so we're going to put away this dang gun. I painted it red so that I knew it was dangerous. And I'm going to repair the damage I've done to the roof. I'll just go ahead and demo these old school. So now these are out of the way, I think I'm going to play around with some ideas up here. Let me fix my dang roof, and I will be back in just a minute. Alright, geeks, I usually do this much earlier in the episode, but I owe a patron shout out. So in just about every single one of my Ark building videos, I take a second and thank the people who support me on Patreon. I'm lucky enough to have some brand new patrons here at the end of February, one of which is Fred. Fred, thank you, my friend. You help me make this kind of video, and these kind of videos are what help people like you discover the channel. So I'm looking forward to playing with you on the server, getting to know you, man, and just want to say thank you. Shout it out to everybody who's watching, to Fred. Alright guys, damage has been repaired. You can see what a cool ceiling this ended up being. We got a great view of the sky and of some of the redwood trees that grow on this little waterfall island. So my plan was to not block off too much of the light. I feel like I can probably get away with putting more stone ceilings here and here, and hopefully the downstairs is still going to feel spacious. I'm going to go ahead and try one here as well, and we'll go down and take a look. I want to work up here while we've got those torches lit. Yeah, that's probably going to be fine. I think that'll be fine, as long as I don't bring them all the way over here to the wall. We'll play around with it, and we'll see. I like the staircase. I think this is going to work for us, and we're going to continue the look that we have on the inside over here, and I think we're going to do some metal railings up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of the... Ooh, I have no idea where that went. We'll figure that out later. So metal railings up here, and I think... Yeah, I think this is going to look good. It ties into the glass really, really well. So I'm going to see how we work it around this staircase. I think it should be pretty easy. I think I'm going to put them everywhere but this last spot. And I'm going to have no trouble getting in and out, right? Of course not. Okay, so I think this is going to be our space up here. It's not too bad size-wise. Okay, so I was going to mention, the thing about these torches is that... you don't have to light them. I don't have to go refill these with fuel. So we don't really need a catwalk that's going to let us reach up there. If I ever did need to reach them, I could. So I'm actually going to go and turn all these on right now while we're working here. And I think we're going to get started with maybe a little bedroom space up here. Alright, so with this space looking good, I think the one thing we're going to want up here, and I put this in everything I make that's called a cabin, pretty much is a fireplace. Now, sadly, there's no S+ fireplace yet that is going to stay lit like the torches, but I think that's going to work. I'm going to have to take a look at how that looks from the outside, but for now, we're going to load this baby up with spark powder. Did I bring any spark powder? I didn't. Here, I'll stash some wood in it for now. Whatever I got, take my wood. Take my thatch, and we'll light that up. Okay, so I think that's going to work. Now, for a bed, I think maybe we'll take advantage of this little tucked-in alcove here. Now, we have so few options in Ark, and I'm not going to put that crappy little cloth cot up here. So I think while I'm building in vanilla, and until I get more mods on this server than Structures Plus, I think what we want is to just tuck the old bunk bed in here. So... our mountain man, the character we were kind of role-playing out here on this megaloceros ranch, he'll probably sleep on the bottom bunk. If he ever gets a rare guest, there's a top bunk for them. And what else is he going to have up here? So I think definitely a spot in front of the fire. I don't think it'd be a chair. He strikes me as a bench man. Chair far too comfortable for a hard-living megaloceros raging dude like this. So let's give that a go. And I think that could totally work, don't you? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's totally gonna work. And I think I want to get a portrait up on that wall. I'm not the Bob Ross of Ark without a portrait over the mantle. Let me see if I can come up with something adorable for a portrait. Alright, I think this is gonna be it. Give me a good smile. I might need to crouch. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Look right at me, buddy. Too cute. Okay, perfect. Let's see how that's going to turn out as a portrait. I think that's great. I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think, bud? You like? Okay, cool. So we got a little art. We got a fireplace. We got a bench. I'm wondering what else maybe some bookshelves, maybe a desk. Maybe you don't judge a book by a cover. Maybe this wild-looking mountain man isn't just out there farming megaloceros and ovis. Maybe he's a learned dude. Give me a sec. I'll grab some bookshelves and we'll get set up with maybe like a little study. Now, if I lived here and I were put in a desk, I think it would probably be right here. That's where I would want to sit. That's where I would want to study, and that's where I would want to do my correspondence. If you live out here, the only way you keep in touch with people, writing letters. So we'll tuck that in there. All right, and a chair. Right at it. I know he said he's not the chair type, but if you can't read, you can't do your writing and reading from a bench. I think that could work. Okay, perfect. Now, bookshelves. Now, I would, if we can make them work, obstructed. So we're gonna have a little bit of trouble squeezing them in here. I have kind of a vision for what we're gonna do with these ceilings. And it's cool, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work. So I don't want to mess it up yet by putting in bookshelves. Where can we put bookshelves that are... It's going to be... You know what? Let's go try and work on this roof, guys. So I have an idea maybe that's going to let more natural light in, but it's not just glass. We can start with that, though. I wish, really, now that I'm thinking about this idea, that I had built That's the Structures Plus stuff. That should work. The more that I do this... Okay, maybe I need regular glass right now. So I'm wishing that I didn't build this an odd number length. What I'm thinking of doing is putting hatch frames, the sloped Structures Plus hatch frames on the outside. And I know we're getting away from the vanilla, but when it comes to the interior, I built this whole dang house not in vanilla. So I guess the reason that's not working is... Let me see. Okay, those are still the Structures Plus ones. These should... Yeah. So I'm thinking of putting giant hatch frames here, and they are too wide. So I don't know how we would make this work. Let's just go ahead and try on one side. Whoa, where did you go? We'll fix that in a sec. You can't really see. I guess they don't have the same depth as the stone ceilings. So I think this is a good idea. I think this is going to work out great for us. If I could tell where I was placing my damn ceilings. Okay, let's go up on the roof and do it up there. And I'll make sure I take this one out on my way through. You do not belong here. Perfect. So I'm going to grab the Pelagornis out here, Jack. And we are going to head up on the roof. Okay, we are good to go. So this is the beginning of how it's looking. It definitely changes the look from the outside. So the more that I look at it, I'm wondering if we want to maybe just do it on this top row. It could work that way. So let's try one right here. And this is one of the cool things that comes here. Do I have another ceiling? So let's try putting the stone back there. And I think that will maintain the look that we have up here. And I'll show you guys what I'm thinking. So what comes with Structures Plus are these sloped hatch frames. So I want to see, maybe I can overlay 2 of them, and we're just going to try and find a snap point that works. There. Okay, so that worked. That definitely worked. So what I want to do now is interlock 2 of them. Let's find a snap point that's going to work for us. That is not it. Oh, Lord. There. I think that's it right there. Okay. So these are interlocked now. One has its outer edge here. One has its outer edge here. Now, can I put giant doors in those? So this was my idea, guys. That you could have openable skylights up here on the ceiling. That's not the right thing. Okay, so those open in. Oh, they open in. Okay, so we're going to have to head inside and turn off the auto open close thing. And is this going to work? It is. Okay, so let's go see how this design technique... I had no idea if this would work. All right, Jack, touchdown, dude. We got to go test this out. How is this going to work? Okay, so come on inside. How do they open up? Oh, they can open both ways? Okay, so I need them to be closed, and I need to be able to... God dang it. So, auto, switch to manual, and close ya. This is so perfect. Oh my god, I can't believe this worked out. Switch to manual and close. Okay, so you're up here. It's totally closed in. It's raining. Maybe you want to close it in over your bed. And then you go into sleep. Boom. Why'd you open in this time? Open back out. Okay, so when they open in, it's super derpy. They're only opening in. Shoot! Set pin code. Switch to automatic. Okay, so what I think we may need to do is to... I think we may want to make them open and close with a pin, which might mean we got to go ahead and put in the generator. The other option is... There is no good other option. So they don't have auto open only. If they had auto open only, you could walk over here, it would open. They have auto close only. So I can go switch to automatic, and then when I approach it from this side, it opens out, right? And so does this one if I switch it to automatic. Right? Back away, they close. That's too annoying. But that's how it would look. I think that's great. But you can't open out like that from this side. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and install this on the other side, and then... Too annoying. I'm going to install this on the other side. I'll bring you back. We'll find a good spot for the bookshelves. And we'll honestly be pretty well done with this upper loft. And once we are, we can head downstairs, put in the generator, maybe put in a keypad. And if all goes well, the keypad will open these things out and not in. I don't know. If it doesn't work the way I'm thinking, we just leave it open. And then I can close them. I can switch to auto open, pop them open, and switch them to manual while they're open. That's another solution. Okay, I do have to go do this side. I'm going to get it ready, and then the upstairs will be done. I'm going to find I'll bring you guys back for a quick spot to find the bookshelves, a spot for the bookshelves, and then we'll head downstairs, we'll install a generator, maybe we'll install a pin pad, and fingers crossed the pin pad will open the doors outward. We can put it in somewhere up here, and we'll be set. I'm so glad that worked out. That is cool. Okay, up to work. Okay, so I was worried about natural light. I was worried about losing it by putting in this loft. Definitely not. Check this out, guys. I think it turned out great. Now, the only thing I need is a way to open the doors outward easily and to close them easily. Because to be honest, from the outside of the house, this does look a little derpy. But when you're inside, it looks tremendous. I really love the way it's turned out. Look how bright it is up here. So we're going to try and sneak in a couple of bookshelves. Now, I know I can't put them right up against the railing. Let's find the depth they like to sit at. I think that could work. And it's not going to block light. I don't think it's going to block light. I don't think it works that way. So I'll try and stay lined up. And we'll put in maybe 3 or 4. And I'll see how this looks once I've got a few in. Okay. I need to pull that one towards me. I haven't picked quite the right angle. What is happening? Why? Why can you go here, but you can't go there? Okay, so maybe 2 is going to work. Now let's try putting 1 more down this end, and we'll see how this looks. I just want to be roughly in line with these guys. And maybe a 4th one. Can I squeeze it? Can I squeeze it? I can squeeze it. Okay, perfect. So we got shelves. I like it. Now, the other option would be to have, 2 there and 2 here. Because then you're not blocking any of your skylight view. So let me see about this. Walk you back. There you go. And like I said, guys, this series is one that's a little bit slower. We work things out together. Bookshelf is obstructed. It must be the gate frame causing issues. This sloped hatch frame. Because that's in there. And it's practically touching. So there's no reason I shouldn't be able to get one equally close. Look at that. That's stupid. Okay, so what do we do? Do we just do 2? One on each end? I think I could live with that. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll work. Who needs this many? Okay, so let's grab this demo gun and very gently try and take 3 of these out. Okay, so that could work. And you know what? Maybe we can squeeze in one right here by the desk. We'll see how this looks. Okay, so slightly over and back right up against the wall so we're not blocking our view. Okay, if we can get that close, let's just center it on the wall. Boom. Okay, I like that. Alright, so that works for me. That really does. Okay, so here's your loft, guys. We do have a main floor to work out, and I think what's going to end up on this main floor is some cooking stuff. Before I get there, I'm going to head to the basement. I'm going to try and find a good spot for my generator. That stuff, the wiring stuff, can be really boring, so I might cut away from there, and I'll bring you back once I've got some wiring in place. I'm going to try and line it up maybe with down here. So I can run a wire straight up and maybe have a keypad near the top of the stairs that opens and closes that stuff. Out of the way, Dolph. Yeah, let me go do some work. I will be right back. Alright guys, so welcome back. I've had a bit of a rough time. When I last left you, I was talking about generators, and what I had going on was I had a hatch frame going down here, I had a generator on the ground, managed to run wires all the way up, and the goal was to get a pin pad. And the idea was that maybe with a pin pad, those can't stay on automatic. So the goal was with a pin pad, maybe these would open outward like that instead of inward like they do when I have them on manual or when I open them. Like, nope, okay, perfect. So I managed to get a pin pad right here, right at the base of the stairs, totally hidden, and guess what? They opened inward. So plan B, get that pin pad on the outside of the building. Maybe that's the trick, but no. They opened outward again, or inward again. So I've scrapped all of that, and this whole episode is taking a whole lot longer than I thought. So we're going to have to do this the way that I said. So I'm going to approach them like this. They're going to open, and then, whoops, and then, come on, and then I'm going to switch to manual. And that's how we're going to keep these automatic skylights open. Automatic, totally not the right term. And, see, what are you doing? Seriously? Okay, open outward. God dang. So, this is a very cool idea, and it didn't work out quite how I imagined. If you guys do a lot of Structures Plus, and you have some help for me, maybe I'm using the wrong type of hatches. Maybe if I switch to a different hatch, it would make a difference. But for the time being, we're going to leave them like this. I think it looks good, and even when they're closed, to be honest, I think they look good as well. But this loft has turned out great. Only thing is, I think this is an entire episode. So in the next episode, we're going to break up this interior design into at least one more episode. In the next one, we're going to take on this main floor. I want to leave this area as, for now, this construction area where we mark off projects as we do them, and we're going to make this a little sitting area. I think it's going to look good, like a little breakfast nook type deal, and we're going to need in here a kitchen, a dining area. I'm not sure exactly how it'll all lay out. We're going to also come out here, add in a chill out area. Maybe it will be cool if we had some lounge chairs. We don't, but until then, we'll make something cool look good. And then, either in that episode or a third one, we're going to come down here, hang out with Randy, and we'll do up this basement. True base building style. We'll get a fabricator, generator, chemistry bench, all the essentials, and we'll put them down here. But I think that's going to do it for this one. So let's head upstairs and we'll take a final look at our loft. I'm honestly stoked with how it turned out. We get a lot of natural light. I went and put my doppelganger right here by the fire where he can stay warm. Oh, look at this beard. Bristling. I like it. If I ever need a change of clothes, it's right here. But we did this up. So you got a really minuscule little bed area. You have an awesome fire with a portrait of Al, my jerboa, in wolf's clothing. Where is he? There he is, you little cutie. Perfect. And we kind of added a little bit to the role play of this mountain man character that I am here. He's not just a wild man. He's a learned guy. So we got a little writing desk right here with an incredible view of the edge of the map. This is the edge of the world where I live here, and we've added in bookshelves. I think this does it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Ark Building Evolved Episode 7. In Episode 8 and or 9, we will continue the design of this mountain cabin interior, and after that, I gotta be honest, I'm thinking about moving on to a new area. But I'm going to leave that for speculation, and we'll figure that out in the near future, guys. That does it for this one. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm UniteTheClans, and I will see you geeks in the next episode. Bye-bye. This is one of the coolest spots on the whole dang map. Look at this. Glory. True glory. How am I going to find a spot as good as this if we move?